Hey guys, my name's AJ from Just Teaching Stuff. And guys, as you probably know, I do all things Etsy online business. And on this video, I'm going to really just talk about whether it's actually worth doing Etsy. Now, I talk about Etsy a lot. I talk about news and what's happening and how to sell things. But this video is really about the pros and cons of selling on Etsy. And I'm going to try and be as real as I can, give you all the sort of different sides, the different reasons, why it's good, why whether you should really be selling on Etsy, so that you can make your own informed decision and make that sort of move, whatever it may be. So let me go through some of the pros and then go through some of the cons, and then I'll literally just give you my own opinion of what I think, and then you can really just kind of make your own decision. But let's just go through this firstly. Now, look, here's one of the pros. The first pro I want to talk about is how easy it is to start. Now, there's many different businesses out there. If you're looking to start something yourself, an online business, it's easy to actually start on Etsy. It's easy to register, get yourself set up, get yourself starting to sell. It's not a difficult process. And this is one really, really cool thing about Etsy. It's just easy to start, And in terms of, that initial investment, you don't need to really put that big investment in Etsy really to get started. You can actually start selling digital products that you create yourself through AI or however you do it, really. There's many different things you can sell on Etsy, whether it be digital products, print on demand. You have a good choice of things to sell, especially depending on what you actually enjoy selling. So starting and setting up is actually one of the easiest things you can do. And so Etsy is actually perfect for this. I've looked at and I've done many different businesses like Amazon, FBA, and honestly, I think that Etsy is the easiest one to get going with. So that is definitely a big, big plus. The next thing is, which is kind of connected to it, it's like it's cheap to start, there are many other businesses that you have to put a big investment to get going. But really with Etsy, you can just start with, a minimal amount, right? You don't really need much to start. So yeah, to get going, it is pretty cheap. So I definitely think if you're on a budget, but you want to start a kind of business, then, Etsy can be a good option for you. Another thing that people kind of, they don't always mention, but look, Etsy has a lot of customers that come on the platform. There's a lot of traffic, There's so many people that are on here. And actually, year on year, Etsy is growing massively. So if you're looking for those ready-made customers or customers that can potentially buy from you, then that's the amazing thing about Etsy. There's always people coming on and buying things. Whereas if you had to set up your own thing, you would literally have to do so much to actually get people to come over to your website. But Etsy has a ready-made place where actually there are millions of people coming on here every single day and they are buying things, right? So in terms of worrying about customers coming, potential customers coming, at least that is one thing you don't have to really think about. Although you do have to attract them to your particular listing and store. Yes, you do. But in terms of people coming on the platform itself, it's a ready-made marketplace. So that is a really big advantage. The other good thing that is really cool with Etsy is that it has really good analytics. You can analyze and see what's happening with your listing, with your store. And, it's quite easy to understand. It can help inform you to improve things and actually, move in the correct direction. So, Etsy itself has its own analytics that can help you. But on top of that, Etsy has really fantastic tools that are out there that you can actually integrate with Etsy that will help you further. So, for example, I might use something called EVERBEE, which is a fantastic research SEO tool that will really connect with the Etsy platform and help you understand the competition, see what's trending, understand what things are working. And, there are tools out there that will actually help you understand how to make the sales or how to do things better. And, you can check out EVERBEE. The link is below. It's free access. But what is nice about Etsy, there are many tools out there that will help make your business better and potentially make it really successful. So, that's another really, really good thing because it's such a big place. There are tools out there that you can use and connect with Etsy that will help you. So, that's a really big plus, if you compare it to going alone. So, yeah, I think that is a really, really big point. And it's not just research SEO tools. There's many tools out there, whether it be design tools that will help you actually create any digital products maybe that you want to sell, or print on demand, designs for print on demand. There are so many platforms out there. I've got a whole channel, whole playlist of all of these things. So do check out my channel if you want to see what other tools integrate with Etsy. And the other thing I will say, there are many, many people that are doing really, really well on Etsy. Like with any business, there's people that do well, other people not so well, but there are many, many people, and you can see this when you actually look and do your research and SEO. There are many people that are actually doing so well on Etsy. Yes, there are millions of sellers out there, but there is so much potential still out there, and there's so many customers on the platform that are coming on to buy all the time. So the other thing is it's pretty easy to understand. Etsy is not very complicated. It's quite easy to understand. Most of the things, it's easy to create your listings. It's easy to upload your images. It's pretty easy to do. So it's something that you can do quite quickly, quite easily, without any difficulties. So as I said earlier, setting up and everything is easy, but also the day-to-day working on the platform is pretty straightforward to do, really. And that's what you want with a business. You want to be able to do work on it, day in, day out, quite easily, without really having the hassle. Now, let's get into the cons, man. But listen, I'm going to give you my overall feeling at the end. And look, with any business, there will be cons. Like with anything, there is cons. So, look at the things that I'm talking about. But, at the end of the day, there's cons in everything. Nothing is perfect, guys. And nothing always works the way you think it will. But the first thing is connected to that, is curb your sort of, I guess, just understand what you need to do. So, like, although everyone gets really sort of enthusiastic and excited, or, oh, we're going to start an online business and I'm going to sell so much, you have to sort of curb that. Sometimes things take time. So the con would be like, things take time, business takes time, results might not happen overnight. So you have to be dedicated. You have to be consistent. You have to be working hard. This is a business after all. So, you're not going to necessarily get results overnight. Just understand that. It's a bit of a reality check, really, this con. You just have to kind of understand that, take it easy, take it slow, take everything like, as in like you're building. It's a building process. Sometimes things take a while for things to actually happen. It's a building process, guys. So my first thing is that just know that you're going into something very new, maybe unknown, and things will take time. So that initial enthusiasm, excitement, and, might wear off a little bit when you're not getting those sales quickly, but just be aware things will happen. It's a learning process. So I think that's what I'll say with that. And, I did say it has millions and millions of customers out there that are always on the platform, which is absolutely true, and growing all the time. But at the same time, the competition is also growing. And this is why I keep saying it's always important to use the tools out there. And this is why I like to use tools to sort of help you, inform you, so that you can find those really good pockets of low competition things to get into. But yes, there's a lot of competition, and the competition is growing, and it can be quite hard to stand out. And this is, like I said, but many, many people manage to do that and do make lots and lots of money because they understand what they need to do to stand out. They understand what designs are trending. They understand what to do, how to do their listings to make sure that the Etsy algorithm can favor them by really good SEO and really good, titles, tags, product description, and really good research. So yes, there is a lot of competition, but there are ways to actually make sure that you do stand out from that competition. Yes, there are sometimes, the other con is there are sometimes things that happen along the way. There are changes. So maybe fee structures, changes in how much people are paying for certain things like fees. And that does happen. There are changes to whether it be Etsy policies and things like that. So I would say, yes, that can be an issue if you don't stay updated and you don't understand what's happening on Etsy. One con definitely that I do think that Etsy should do better is that kind of customer support. I think there needs to be a better, more of a human touch. I understand that there are millions and millions of sellers out there and it can be quite tricky to kind of answer and help everybody. But one con I would definitely say is that the customer support should be better. Less bots running around and more human kind of support there. Now, I've had that experience as well previously with my Amazon business. And again, it was a similar thing where because there's so many sellers out there, the business found it difficult to actually have humans always, contacting or supporting the sellers. And, there are lots of bots out there too. but definitely it's something that I think Etsy should work on and improve on, because I believe that, you know, customers are the heartbeat of any business, and the sellers are the customers in this case. So definitely something just to be aware of, that the customer service is not as good as it should be. But if you've got that kind of patience and you're persistent, then obviously you will get through. Now, another con is that you've got to understand that Etsy is not your business. Although you're creating your shop, your brand, your store, it is your store, but it's your store within their business. So, you know, you can't really just do what you like. You obviously have to adhere by the rules and the policies. And this is where I always say, although Etsy is fantastic platform, always know that you should have alternatives. Always know that you should think about selling on other platforms, on an alternative, maybe your own website out there, like System.io, which is fabulous. Check out the link below. This is a really, really big, fantastic website where you can sell digital products, and it has so many other features. Shopify is also pretty good, but I would definitely say that selling on Etsy is really good. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes shops have got shut down, whether it be by accident or not, and then, you know, managed to get their store back, but you don't have that full control. Is what I'm saying. And that is really same with any platform, like I said, Amazon and many others that you can sell on. But definitely have an alternative, you know, knowing that you should always have something else that you can sell on, right? Just in case. So I'd always advise that. And you know what? I'm going to leave it there. I'm sure there are other pros and cons out there that I haven't mentioned. But like I said, I would always say this. This is my sort of end conclusion, or my concluding advice, is that Etsy is one of the biggest marketplaces out there to sell online, right? Whether it be digital products, whether it be print on demand. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I think everybody should really be selling on Etsy, because it can be very lucrative as long as you do your research properly. You're going into those low competition niches and making sure that you're really kind of doubling down, making sure your pricing is right to stand out, making sure your listing images and all of that good stuff. Because obviously it is everything. You have to put everything together to make it work. So it can work really, really well. However, at the same time, as well as selling on Etsy, definitely have an alternative. Definitely sell on other platforms, or have your own standalone website through something like System.io or Shopify, so that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think that's just the biggest takeaway from this video. But is Etsy worth selling on? Yes, absolutely, it's worth selling on. And you really should be doing that. So do check out my playlist if you want to look at what to sell, how to sell, trends, research, SEO, all of that good stuff. And you know what? I'll see you on the next video. Take care.